right?
Those
Nice,
credits
right?
was
No,
nice.
them credits is noise.
Nice. I
Salam
like it.
alaikum, everyone. Welcome once again to Nothing But the Truth with
Brother Jamil?
and Sister Tisha. We have a very important program for you tonight. Gather around, do what you do. You know how we do it. This is the opportunity that you have to come on over to your kinfolk's house, sit down for a spell, have a cup of tea or something, or maybe a
Right.
little special hot beverage.
Don't
You know,
touch nothing. Just sit down.
don't just sit down. Don't touch that. And
Don't touch.
please, some of
Eat
y'all got
before
to
you
keep
come, you know.
your shoes on. You just got to stay outside. You just don't need anyway. But yeah, no, I'm not supposed to say that. Anyway, but here we are tonight. We want to make sure that we gather around our devices, around our televisions, around our various different apparatus, because tonight we want to hear from an expert in an industry that is sweeping America. So
Yes.
come on in the room. We want to recognize you. Make sure that everybody is aware. Tisha, anybody in the room yet?
Trisha's here. You know she is front and center. Hey, Trish.
Hey, Trish, she's always there first. We're happy to
Always
hear from her. That's our sister down in Texas, and we have so
has.
many more other folks coming along to give greetings, to give just encouragement as
Right.
you come in the room tonight. We've been able to hear, hey, there's Kia.
Yes,
Hello, fam. Good to see you. And everybody is gathering from around the country. There's Ashley. Oh man, this
dear.
everybody's coming in the room quickly and on time. So we appreciate that. And we're grateful that all of you are gathering for this discussion tonight. I'm going to give you over to the world's most beautiful host. You know who she is. You already know in advance. And you can see tonight she looks particularly radiant, I might say. And I know that the producers always tell me not to flirt on the air, but okay, I'm sorry. But tonight's host, she's very beautiful. And I'm going to give you over to her. She is Sister Tisha.
Thank you. Thank you, huh? Assalamu alaikum, family. Welcome again to another wonderful edition of Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Tisha. We are so glad that you chose to come back and join us. You are in for a treat, treat, treat. Hey, Kia. It's my twin. Before we get started, we just want to do a little bit of housekeeping, like Ham said. We want to remind everybody to help us grow this platform. And you can do that simply by going over to our YouTube channel, Nothing But the Truth, with Brother Jamil and Sister Tisha. Like, share, and subscribe. Be sure and sign up for the notifications too, so you'll know when we come on. And then go right on over to our Facebook page. Right now, it's under my name, Tisha Muhammad, but there will be a new page coming soon, so look out for that also. All right? Go and tell a friend too. You ready?
I'm ready because when you said subscribe,
Yeah.
you said like, comment, share, subscribe.
Right.
Those are like the four horsemen of the apocalypse in this industry. You do that, then things start shaking up
Right.
and things start moving. We're looking for your increased viewership and participation, and we love to hear from you how to do what we do. When you tell us what you like, we respond with trying to give you more of it. If you tell us what you don't like,
We'll give you
then
more of
teacher
it because you don't
then
tell
then
us.
then then Tisha will be on the air by herself, and because we all know. But we are grateful that you gathered around. Make sure you come in the comment section, check in, let us know that you're here, let us know that you're listening, and let us know that you care.
Right.
Tonight I promised you a special guest, and we're going to have it. I promised him we'd have him up by about 5 or 6 after the hour, and looks like we're going to be able to do it. Oh, wait a minute. I have to acknowledge a very special, special person in media. That's
Oh,
her. Healing with Angelica every Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock on Closing the
nice.
Gap Network. That's her. She's out of Southwest Ohio. And so anybody from Ohio got to be the bomb.
Got
Right.
to.
That's
Okay.
just the rules, okay? But Sister Angelica is doing some things that
Beautiful.
she makes a difference with. Oh, that Sister Cynthia too? Oh
Yes.
wow.
Good to
We
see
are
you.
being
That's
joined by some of the heavyweights. And so, everybody, we're going to try to make this worth your while.
all
Make
right.
sure you stick around with us. But let me introduce tonight's special guest. He's really not a guest.
Right.
And most folks who come on these airwaves, they're not really guests. It's not like we're entertaining strangers here. This is my dear brother, good friend, and colleague in business for a number of years. He is one of the foundational stones of the advancement of the teaching of freedom, justice, and equality in the metropolitan Washington area. He and his wife, Sister Shelby, are known all over the world of business for their principled ideas, their steady rocks. I hope there's Sister Shelby, as if on cue.
Yes,
I
gorgeous.
said her name and there she popped up. Walaikum salam, Sister Shelby. But these are the greatest people. They're great people. And I want to bring Shelby's handsome husband onto the airwaves. He's my brother. He's my friend. He is brother and coach Kevin 2X Thompson. Brother Kevin, come on out of that waiting room, that dark green room, and let me see what's happening. There he is. There's brother Kevin. All right. Sir, did you have a custom logo on your screen? It looks like you had a custom logo.
Oh man, you want to see that custom logo?
No, no,
Go
I
ahead.
don't want to see.
Oh, let's talk about that
Okay,
custom
okay.
logo. Let's do
Let's
it.
see.
Let's talk
Okay,
about
everybody ain't able. Okay.
Everybody, everybody can't do that. Not everybody
Okay.
can do that. Hey,
Nice.
there's Eli. Eli is here. Hey, Elijah. This is a
Yay!
this is a good one you want to see tonight, man. I'm glad and I'm happy that you're here, brother Kevin. I'm glad and I'm happy that you're willing to share with us some of the more exciting news from the world of business, from the world of community activism, and from the world of, well, really, your world is the real world. I mean,
Come on.
you stay on planes all the time. And do you know what time zone you're in right now? Tell the truth, man. Do you really know?
let's see.
He doesn't know. He doesn't.
According to
Be on the
Uh,
move.
yes, sir. Yeah. How you feeling, bro?
man, I feel absolutely outstanding, and I thank you guys. I'm so humbled to be here with you all today. I mean, when I got that telephone call from you, beloved, to be able to come and share some of what Allah has blessed me with, and then I said, wait, hold on, nothing but the truth. I said, okay, so help me God, then let's get it in. Uh, so I'm absolutely honored to be here with you and your lovely wife, Sister Tisha. It's always an honor to see you, sis. And
Yes.
I want to get right into it because I think we only got a few minutes. You
Mhm.
know, we're gonna keep the people the knife about 4 or 5 hours. So get your coffee and get ready. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's I'm not the timekeeper. Don't hey.
Okay. All right. Well, we have Sister Tisha for that, and she does do it. She relishes that, and she will crack that time whip on me, and maybe you too. So, Tisha, go right to your questions. We're going to get into it. Audience,
Right.
please listen. I see Vincent is here, Brianna's here. Everybody's coming on in the room.
Free.
Stay with us because there's much more for you to do. See, I told you, Vincent, I told you why you should call and stay in touch with me. Didn't I tell you I had a surprise for you? But everybody's coming. Brother Harold is here. Tish, what do you need to know from Brother Kevin?
Well, we got a lot to learn tonight. Everybody, hold your seats. This is a good one. We want to get right into it. Brother Kevin, I want to start off just right off the bat. I want you to set the platform, set the base, explain to us what exactly is direct marketing and how does this work? How, yeah, just give us the basics so we can go.
Yes, ma'am. Basics in direct marketing is just simple. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's simple because to some individuals,
Hmm.
and it's said that really still sends them to left field.
Right.
Direct marketing, and when we're talking about in this industry, it's literally just an individual being able to go directly to the people that they love, care for, and have a tremendous amount of respect
Hmm.
and market different products and services right directly to them. See, when you go to a Walmart or you go to a 7-Eleven, that's not direct marketing because the brand,
Mhm.
let's say Charmin,
Okay.
right? Charmin doesn't have a direct link to a customer. They don't have a direct relationship with the customer. But being able to go directly to my sister or to my brother or to a good friend of mine and take that product directly to them, that's direct marketing. So when we most times don't have access to
Hmm.
that form of business.
Mm.
Now
Hmm.
in these days, we got a lot of entrepreneurship that's happening right now.
Yes.
Most people are trying to get into things. They got side hustles. They got things that they do with products, goods, and services.
Hmm.
And now there's a lot of merchants that are taking note. Why? because they got a little secret.
Mm.
And that
Mm.
secret is word of mouth marketing is stronger than any market.
Come on.
See,
Wow.
brother, so they spent millions and millions of dollars before they found
Mm.
that out.
Mhm.
Millions of dollars on Super Bowl commercials. They spent millions and millions of dollars on advertising on billboards.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Found out that, man, if I could just get a connection directly
Mhm.
to the customer, then I could have products that, are sold quicker and faster. So direct marketing is that link.
Wow.
Between
The
the
link
product.
between the manufacturer or the major supplier and the retail customer.
Okay.
So you're cutting out steps in the process.
Yes,
Does
sir.
that mean that customers tend to get um, more choice or better prices, or what does that usually mean?
Absolutely. Because if you think about it, if there's a company or a manufacturer that has to spend millions of dollars on this budget of marketing, well, you know that cost now translates back to the person that's purchasing the product. They
Mhm.
don't just go in their pocket and say, we're going to spend all of this money and just give you the product at hand. No, they put it in little increments and they push it back to the consumer. So direct marketing gives us the ability now to put ourselves in between the merchant and the customer, and as like makeshift toll booths. I mean, everybody
Mm.
has experienced that toll booth where you ride
Right.
and you just pause just enough to drop
Right.
some tokens in and some coins in, right?
Right.
Mm.
Now we as individuals have the ability to be able to be that toll booth for most marketing giants to the small consumer.
Wow. Wow. You're listening to Brother Kevin 2X Thompson right here from Washington, D.C. He is really a well deserved and awarded titan in the direct marketing business. Tisha, what was your follow up question?
So it sounds like this is the new wave, right? A new wave that's coming in. Is this a wave that anybody can jump on? Is this something doable for everybody?
Yes, ma'am. Anybody can tap into direct sales and marketing. There are all types of ways that can be done. We'll get into that a little bit later in the program,
Mhm.
but anybody can do it. And when you say a new wave, I don't necessarily know if the wave is really new.
Okay.
We had
Mhm.
companies that way back in the Jamil Muhammad days could,
You know
Oh,
what? You know what, bro?
oh,
Just make your little point, bro. Make your point now.
it was a little while ago since the season that people could get into the direct sales market. And, there was a company that went to actually the Supreme Court
Mm.
and fought for individual companies to be able to create this as a actual viable business, for it to be seen as an actual way to make money. And so those, there was a fight that took place because
okay.
trust and believe, they didn't want this to happen.
Mm.
Okay, nice. So this is tried and true. It's been here for a minute.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Good to know. All right.
All
All right.
right. Now, let me ask about something else that I'm observing. Could you, as we, of course, we'll bring the marketing discussion, and don't forget and don't fret, everyone. We're back to more economics and the financial policy questions that you want to ask in the chat. We definitely intend to get to as many of them as we can. But I noticed, sir, that you are wearing the sportswear. It has freedom
Mhm.
on the cap and freedom on the shirt. Could you talk? What is this freedom that we're looking at? What does it represent? What is it about?
Well, first and foremost, as a student of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, he talked about us being able to have a full and complete freedom,
Mm.
right? And in that full and complete freedom, me, myself personally, I always thought about what freedom looked like to me.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
so I always just wanted to have my own time. I wanted to have my own money. I wanted to be able to wake up when I was finished sleeping every day and go to sleep
Hmm.
when I was tired,
Mhm.
I wanted to see what that looked like. And so what I did about 7, 8 years ago, I put a concept together, and that concept was called Team Freedom. Because
Okay.
first and foremost, I knew that I couldn't find freedom alone. I knew I couldn't get to it alone. I needed to have a team to help me to do it.
Okay.
Freedom is an acronym, though, that stands for finding real educated entrepreneurs to help develop others to a millionaire mentality.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Say that again, Brother Minister.
Yes, sir. It means finding real, educated entrepreneurs to help develop others to a millionaire mentality. And the reason why I know that, everybody, is not because I'm asking as the first time. I thank, really, I thank Allah, and I thank you, brother, for helping me to become a member of Team Freedom and to help advance these ideas. Just by the way of, and Kia says, "Come on now,
Come
come
on
on now."
now.
I am very, very glad to have, and I can report this. I told you at the top of the show that I was able to sustain a respectful and rather comfortable living
Mm-hmm.
in this business for a number of years because of the brother whose face you're going to see on the screen right now. That brother right there in the black t-shirt and the black hat with the big smile. Brother Kevin came to me one day and explained to me the concept of direct marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not want to hear it. I'm going to say it again. And Brother Kevin, you could tell the story. Just don't make me look as dumb as I usually look when this story happens. I had a dumb attack. I had a stupid attack. I did. I told Brother Kevin, I love you, man. You a lieutenant. You handle the men in the FOI. You do things in the nation. You great. But I'm not going to do that. He said, okay, yes, sir, brother. And he walked away. And when I came back to speak with him again, I may have had an inclination to listen. And when I did, I started a period of enormous progress in my life. Brother Kevin, is that how you remember it at the beginning when we first got together?
Well, you kind of left out the little chokehold that I put you into, but
Oh,
we won't leave that
I
out.
didn't want
You know,
I didn't want
no, sir.
my wife's here. My wife is right. She's right there. My wife's right there. Okay,
we'll be
go
going.
ahead.
Yes.
No, but yes, sir. You know, as most people do, people have heard a lot of, naysay. They've heard a lot of, propaganda. They've heard things, and to the right, to the, some people have tried different types of direct sales or what we call network marketing, right?
Okay.
And I want to say, give a little definition to that, Sister Tisha, if I may. The network marketing side is same principle, but it's your network.
Okay.
Listen, if your network, the people that you know,
Mm-hmm.
is not working, see, hold on. If your network is not working, because see, they tend to say that your net worth
Right.
equal
Mm-hmm,
to your net work.
mm-hmm.
See, when you bring those things together, then you start seeing some progress. You start utilizing those people, because we most times talk to folks all the time. We recommend people to good movies, right? We recommend people to product all the time and tell them, when you pull up in that real nice car, and you give them the name of the salesperson that sold it to you. Maybe
Right.
the
Mm-hmm.
beautiful
Right.
home you just got into, and you tell them your realtor's name. We do it
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Yes, sir.
But the problem, we do not become that toll booth. We don't become the one that is able to constantly get a residual or passive residual off that product. Now, let me give you something, a food for thought. All of us on this line right now have probably been in a situation where we were working a job, and then our supervisor says, "Hey, brother newcomer, sister newcomer just came in. Would you mind helping bring them up to speed?
Mm.
That's
Train
true.
them a little
That
bit
happens.
as to the way that they come in, right?"
Hey.
And in that process, wouldn't it only be fair? Think about it. If
Come on.
you took them the ropes, when they get a paycheck next week, how about them sharing $1 with you? Is that all?
Mhm.
Y'all ain't mad at me, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Share $1. And then when that person gets paid the week after that, what's wrong with you getting one more dollar and
Mhm.
another dollar and another
Right.
dollar? Just because you were the catalyst of helping that person come in. But see, our work way right now does not do that.
Right.
Typically, we teach that person, and that person ends up being the person that replaces us.
Come on.
Mm.
So in network marketing,
Mm-hmm.
you're linked to a person because it's only by right your referral brought them here.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
then the
Mhm.
passive income comes in because now that person might have shared it with someone that they know that you did not know. And it's a
Okay.
Right.
chain link that goes on and on and on. Y'all wouldn't be mad if somebody 6 generations from you, 6 people removed from you, we could
Mhm.
agree that maybe 1 or 2 people removed from you, you don't know who they are. Yes.
Right.
But
That's
six
true.
people, sometimes infinite people, are removed from you, but you still cash the check.
Hmm.
That's what the banks are doing right now. The banks ask you for your referral when you bring in your son, your daughter, your sister, your
Mhm.
cousin, but they don't give you anything but maybe that one-time $50
Right.
insight.
Referral fee. Yeah. Mm.
Mhm.
You said a referral fee. I said insight. They just insulted my intelligence because now they're going to get that money over and over and over from the deposits, from the direct, people take their bank checks and get them deposited and then they bring it. Why is it that we can't tap into that same system?
Yes,
It's
sir.
here for us now and called network marketing.
Okay.
You're listening to Brother Kevin 2X Thompson. He's the founder of Team Freedom and a worldwide known direct marketer with great, great response. And I have to say this, Brother Kevin, again, as a ringer who knows you and is your brother and friend, I have seen my brother in many places I've gone with him all around the United States. And certainly he's been to various locations around the world, from Europe to Asia, down into Africa, the islands of the Pacific. And he actually has increased his network, Tisha, right? The network
Network.
to include many, many more people. We've got a lot to talk about this evening. But if you don't mind, Tisha, I'd like to ask a question of Brother Kevin.
Go ahead. Yes.
Getting started in business, you have to go through other phases to get to um, networking or to direct marketing, and what were those phases like? What's the drawback of so-called traditional business? Are there advantages or disadvantages as compared with direct marketing?
Well, yes and no, Brother Minister. First and foremost, I want to share with your audience that this is my humble opinion.
Okay.
Hmm.
What I'm going to share with you all was what worked for me. It
Yes,
may or
sir.
may not work for you. It may not, it's just like any other business or anything that transpires. But my opinion, I got receipts for, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so when it started off, this was not necessarily something that I sought out for. It kind of sought me out. It was a need, it was a necessity for me. Unfortunately, at a very young age, I found myself on the wrong side of the tracks and I went into the federal penitentiary for quite some time
Mhm.
as a young adult. And
Mm.
when I was released from that incarceration, now I had to deal with that F that was on my back called a felony.
Mhm.
And trying to work jobs traditionally, that was more of a challenge for me 25, 26 years ago. And
Hmm.
so what transpired is that I needed to, or I had someone that came to me and said, take a look at direct sales. It's your own hustle. You put in your own energy. You do on your own time. And
Mhm.
all those owns sounded real good to me. I wanted
Right.
to
Right.
own something of my own, right?
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not to mention the fact that I had so many challenges trying to find jobs where I would start working in 2, 3, 4 months. When they found out that I was a felon,
Mhm.
they released me. Now, nowadays, everybody's a felon.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh.
not everybody, but most people have already
Mhm.
tapped into that, and it's by design. That's another conversation for another time. But for me, that challenge was very significant.
Okay.
And so I had to go into a non-traditional way to get some money. I
Mhm.
started my own business first and foremost, which was a transportation company. And I did pretty well with that, thanks to my father who put some things in me, some knowledge and some technique that made me a very, very good tractor trailer driver. And I
Okay.
Mhm.
owned that business and expanded it, scaled it to multiple tractor trailers that drove all over the United States. But then I saw that my son at the time was getting further and further away from me. because on weekends when he was at the football field being the MVP player that he was, I was missing it and needing to watch it via tape
Come on.
next week.
Right.
I'm kind of dating myself with the VHS tape, but
Yeah.
anyway, but that got old very, very fast, Brother Minister. I wanted to be there on site and I wanted some freedom. And so now, as I looked into those traditional ways of doing business, I started to see that if I could put the same amount of energy that I was putting into going to work at dark 30 in the morning and coming home at dark 30 at night, that perhaps I could my income could now outpace my outcome.
Yes.
Yes. And that's the key. That's the key.
It's only 24 hours in a day, Brother Minister, however you slice it. And trying to work 8 hours and go to a second job. See, for me, I'm not no job basher, but guess what? I believe personally that 2 jobs is for 2 people. That's just me.
Okay.
However, if you could put yourself in a situation where residual income can now drip, they say multiple streams of income, right? You could get multiple drips. Let's just say $100 off of this business and maybe another 200 and 300 off of that, or this service that you're marketing. And they now tend to surpass what you could physically do. See, Brother Minister, there was a gentleman, he was one of the first recorded billionaires to the United States. His name was J. Paul Getty. He said it like this.
Yeah.
If I could, he said, I would much rather receive 1% of 100 people's efforts as opposed to 100% of my own. Why? Because at 100% of my own efforts, if anything was ever to happen to me, then my income is now brutally interrupted.
Right.
Brother Minister, I know some of your listeners have experienced that. Fall off the ladder, have a car accident, have a baby that has a mental or physical challenge. And now, or even in certain cases, your bereavement time, they want to label the time 3-4 days for you to grieve the loss of it. And if you needed more time, guess what?
Nope.
Tough.
We'll see you later.
Right.
So at 100% of your own effort, if you get 1% off of those 100 people and something happened to you, 99% of your income can still come to you.
Come on.
The problem is that we just don't know how to tap into those systems. Systems. Save yourself time, energy, and money. Systems that can give us that type of residual income, right? See, some people who can sing, they can tap into residual, but I ain't no singer and I ain't no dancer.
That is a fact. That is a true fact, what you have just said. We're gonna be back with more from Brother Kevin 2X, who is not a singer and not a dancer. I found that out in cars, on road trips when his favorite song came on. He's not a singer. Hey, Brother William is here from Oakland. We got more after the break. Sister Tisha, anything before we get to the bottom of the hour break?
Oh, no. We want you to just stick around, guys. We're here at the bottom of the hour. We're going to do our break real quick. We'll grab you a little sip of water, but get right back, because when we get back, Brother Kevin's going to go into how we start these drips. Y'all want to be drippy, right? Is that a word, drippy?
I don't know. Let's go to commercial.
We'll be right back. Assalamualaikum, family.
Assalamualaikum.
What are we saying? What are we doing? Woo! Assalamualaikum, family. Assalamualaikum, family.
Assalamualaikum.
We want to thank you for taking the time to tune into Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil
and Sister Tisha. We thank you for every Thursday night joining us for appointment viewing. 8 p.m. Not 8 a.m.
Yeah, I'm going to come in on the p.m.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Thursday nights by YouTube, by Facebook, by Instagram, by all the other means by which we can be seen. But we thank you, because without you, as a matter of fact, here the Manhattans, there's no me without you.
Always do that. Assalamualaikum.
There's no me.
You didn't say assalamualaikum. You didn't say assalamualaikum. You didn't say assalamualaikum.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we had a technical problem last week with the voting, the poll function here on the broadcast. It was mistakenly believed that you voted against me singing on the show, and it couldn't be that. I mean, and so I'm prepared at any time.
No, I love how on the little break that at the end it just snatches you off mid tune. It's great. It just snatches you right off. Yeah, it's great. I like that. Anyway,
I didn't care for it.
Yeah. Hilarious.
I didn't care for it. But we are back with our brother Kevin 2X Thompson. He is the same Kevin 2X Thompson who has been shaking up the marketing world for years. Thank you, Brother William. I appreciate your kindness and your reminder that, don't hate on the brother's vocals, okay? Don't hate on my brother. Don't hate on the brother's vocals. Listen, this brother Kevin, who shook up this marketing world, brother, and I'm not going to talk about your money. That's not my business. But millions. What I'm saying is that the brother has made some money in marketing. The how-to that Sister Tisha mentioned earlier, I want to start easing into that because it's my understanding and knowledge of you for history. And again, I have to, by way of disclosure, say that Brother Kevin and my friendship is probably almost 30 years in duration. Working together to build the nation, to strengthen our men, our families, our communities in the metropolitan Washington area and everywhere else around the country. Some of the photographs you'll see of us in different cities or at Chicago or Savior's Day, different things that we've done. You've always kept the door open to do things differently. Am I hearing you correctly when you're saying that the network, the market, the relationships that you have, that's the channel, and it's sort of, yes, it matters, but it may not be as important what product goes through there, but it's the network. Is that correct?
It's 100% correct, bro, Minister, because actually when you tap into the people that most of those individuals, they trust you, they respect you, they and which is a very important key. You have to have a trustworthy spirit. You have to be a person of integrity, because then people will trust in the things that you do, some of the things that you talk about. They will see you as a person, and some of it comes from your history. Some of it comes from the receipts that you produce, right? Because I can personally say, bro, Minister, when I first started, I was a total failure. I don't necessarily know if it was a failure, because I learned a lot of lessons. I never lost, right? I learned, in that learning process made it so that some of the companies, of which some I made no money, but then there were multiple companies that I made a lot. And so now those companies allowed me to show individuals that maybe I know a little something about what I'm talking about, right?
Okay.
And then being able to do it in this company, and then come back and do it in this company, and then come back and do it with this product, and then come. So I took some fundamentals and just worked the system. See, a lot of individuals that I've encountered, bro, Minister, they tend to want to come in and put their own stank on it.
Okay.
Right? Want to come in without the humility of just learning the system, and you want to try to do it their way.
Wow.
Well, unfortunately, if your way was going to be a way of production, it would have already produced for you.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to tap in, learn, and then earn. But some people want to come in and just, so I found very, very early in that I needed to be humble. I needed to learn it and then take it to another level. I never tried to reinvent the wheel, though, Brother Minister. I came in, I took what other people who were successful, what they did, and I honed in on that, and I just
Mhm.
tried to take it to another level, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're listening to Brother Kevin 2X Thompson. He's right here. Brother Kevin 2X live on this program. This is Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Tisha. And
Yes.
it's a great opportunity for us to actually do things to help other folks do better. You
Mhm.
know, I'm looking in the comments section and I see a comment by my sister, and there it is. Shelby, she says, buy your time back.
Mm.
What does that mean, Brother Kevin? To buy your time back.
So
Uh-oh.
I believe, brother minister, that when we are in the traditional way of
Mhm.
doing business, right? We give our time, our sweat equity to those that really don't care much about us. We talked
Okay.
about that a few moments ago.
Right.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And what network marketing or direct sales does is it gives us an opportunity to buy that time back. It gives us the ability to now take the sweat equity and it'll recapture itself. Remember, I was talking about being able to have that network and being able to tap into multiple people
mm-hmm,
that now when they like the product or they like the service and they make the
mm-hmm,
purchases, your drip starts to come and calculate with you. See, now you can make money when you sleep.
Mhm.
See, because when the world turns and while you down, the business is still operating on the other side of the planet.
mm-hmm,
And so
mm-hmm,
now you can capitalize off of other individuals who are already awake that get up on the West Coast 3-4 hours early. And so
mm-hmm.
now you don't have to be predicated on the money that you earn, your own sweat equity. You're able to get small increments of other people's sweat equity as well. So it allows you to buy back your time.
Excellent.
Everybody understands a wheelbarrow concept. Sure,
Mm-hmm,
Mhm.
you can move a brick, you can move a whole pile of bricks by yourself. But if you had a wheelbarrow, you can move multiple bricks
Right.
at once.
Right.
If you had a team, you can move multiple bricks at once. And
Right.
that's what networking allows you to do. It casts out that spider web, and you're the one that could eat in the center.
wow, wow. And again, this concept, oh, let me defer. Tisha, go right ahead. I'll come back to my
Question
question.
about the networking though. To get started with it though, is this something that you can do in conjunction with something else? Like say if somebody's in a career right now. I have my career, I'm rolling in my career, but I know that I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to shimmy over to buying back my time, doing my own thing. In order to be successful in marketing, in direct marketing, is there something I can segue into, or do I have to take this full leap? Turn away from
Absolutely.
what happened to my lighting? I need more drip.
To your
How do I do
question,
this?
Sister Tisha,
Mhm.
it's preferred that individuals take baby steps with a network, right?
Oh, good.
Allow it to take its time as it grows. So, no, we're not asking anyone or encouraging anyone to just stop, drop, and roll on your job. No, we don't
Okay.
want you to go put your 2 week notice in tomorrow.
Right.
We want you to learn the concept. And then when your income starts to surpass, when your cash flow
Yes.
starts to surpass where you were working, then sometimes maybe it don't make no sense to be over here on the job when your cash flow has now outsurpassed.
Got it. Yes.
So you can take your time and allow it to build up. It could be a short process. And to some people see where it could go and they take the bull by the
Oh,
horns and they run with it. But
okay.
it's absolutely your decision. It's not something that you have to do.
Wow, wow. Brother Kevin, I'm moved to ask you, and I really appreciate your counsel not to run off the, like you said, stop, drop, and roll,
Mhm.
but to ease away by learning the concept. And this is where I have to bear witness to the tutelage that I received under the direction of Brother Kevin. Now, often people don't want to give credit where credit is due, but my brother, knowing that I had an idea in mind about how things were and how they should have been and how they supposed to be, but I never was an expert at it. There are other people who think that politics can govern whether you take this amount of money or how well you do for your family. And if you do well, should you feel guilty? Let me say this. No, you should not. In this society, if you all don't mind me saying, because we never preach on nothing but the truth. That's one thing that we don't do. We don't just preach on here. But I will say this: when you have something you're doing for your family, it doesn't matter whether there's Democrats, Republicans, communists, capitalists, whatever the systems are, the one fact is that you cannot change the law of nature.
Mm.
And what Brother Kevin's told me was, if you take one kernel of corn, just one kernel,
Okay.
and you carelessly toss it in a field, that the nature of the planet's revolution and rotation, the nature of light and rain and wind and sun, will actually grow that one kernel into a stalk of corn, and that stalk will have 7 to 10 ears of corn on it, and each one of those ears of corn will have hundreds of kernels more, all from just one kernel properly placed and planted and then observed and nurtured with patience. And so that's what made me feel the need, Brother Kevin, to give you that flower while you live, because it's very, very important to notice that patience is often difficult for us who live in a society that's as impatient as America. What I like to ask now: what's happening new? What's new? What's going on? Indirect marketing, what's going on in the world of business, how is it available to people in our communities, how is it available to people who are just working people and are not wealthy. We don't know anybody at a venture capital firm, we don't know anybody at an investment banker's firm, we don't know anyone at Bear Stearns or Lehman Brothers or any of those Goldman Sachs. We don't know those folks. How can we do better for our families? That's the question. What's going on?
Well, in my humble opinion, brother minister, I believe that just the search, the research of what's going on out into the world and just looking at trends, because one of the main focuses is to look at how things are progressing. Because I was always taught that if you could find a need and get in front of it, then you
Mm-hmm.
could always become wealthy behind what people need, right? And so as we look over trends, times, back in the day, they saw a boom of babies coming, or they called it the baby boom, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden they started building schools everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they knew that those children were going to need shoes. And then all of a sudden people started, Buster Browns came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, when those children started to grow a little bit, now those children had they wanted to get into some type of extracurricular activity, whether it was football and baseball, and so then you start seeing a lot of technical companies and arenas coming. They started to get in front of that baby boom. Real estate took a boom because of those babies.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're looking at those baby boomers getting a little over 50 and 60 and 70, and now they
Right.
want better health.
Right.
They want to live longer. They want to feel better. They
Mhm.
want to get rid of pain. And so
Yes.
those individuals that are coming up with products that are right in tune with that acronym are just becoming flat out wealthy. And
Mm.
so for me, I have always watched those trends. And
Okay.
it started, brother minister, if you remember, me, you and I together with
Mhm.
tracking in on a commodity. At the time, there was a commodity that was
Yes,
right
sir.
on time. Our messenger said that gold would be the new medium of exchange.
Yes, sir.
The product or the problem to that was, how do we get it and what do we do with it? Well, we went through a nice phase, brother minister, where we were stacking and saving and getting as much gold as we can. And I remember back then, brother, when we started that process, 1 ounce of gold was right at about $1,100,
Mhm. When I started, it was $1,153.
right there.
$1,153.
But I want you to think about it. Back in the year 2000, do your research, listeners. Back in the year 2000, 1 ounce of gold was a little under $300.
Mm.
See, nobody educated us on being able to get our hands on commodities and real money, right? See, that's a whole nother conversation for another time, brother minister, where how that money got stolen from us.
Mm.
But in searching for that real money, we went out and we stacked a lot of gold. And then gold woke us up to the technological advancement of digital currency.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of it right now, but I'm throwing a hint, clue to the listeners. You got to go and do some research to find out how can I tap into the technology for the new advancement. We got artificial intelligence coming out right now. How many of you on this line right now would love to have been in front of or been a toll booth to the what we now know as the internet?
Wow.
You to think about it.
Right.
If somebody could have given you a hint, and a clue, would you have been one of those ones? Or would you have been the rest of those people that was in Mark Zuckerberg's dorm room that thought he was out for, a cuckoo puff, right? Sometimes you got to tap into where that research goes and the people who are following the trends.
Right.
Being into that digital space, brother minister, really did something very, very significant for me and my family. But the whole concept of the network, that market, allowed me to hold on to a lot of the people that saw the transition, saw exactly how this thing grows. And see, when you become a professional networker, it's not about the product or the service. It's about holding and maintaining your network.
Wow. And Team Freedom represents that network in action.
Absolutely.
And actually serving people. And we're coming close to the end of our time on the program tonight. I'm going to get to your question in just a minute. Next level, and Brother Kevin, you can call him Next Level. You can call him Cornbread. That's what we call him around here. That's what we call him around here. Cornbread. But my question, brother, if we are able to, and I saw this with Team Freedom. I saw Brother Kevin, if you don't mind me saying, I'm not telling your business, but I saw him fund projects for elders, for children, from his pocket. I saw him go to a graduation. And for the graduation, there were questions about the expenditures of how the family could get there and the elders could get there. And Brother Kevin, you don't know that I know this, but you made it possible for people to get down to Virginia for that graduation. And I wish I could see his face because he doesn't know that I know. People, I hear things, bro. But he did these things almost with what politicians would call a socialistic mindset, where when you become concerned with the people, you put your resources to the service of the people and don't just hoard them to yourself to live rich and fat off the people while the people suffer in grinding poverty and misery. That's why we do what we do, so that we can be in a position to affect change in the real quality of life of our people. So the question that Brother Next Level, Cornbread, is asking now, he says, what would you consider, Brother Kevin, a business endeavor to pursue in this current economic climate? What would you say it is?
So that's a touchy question right there, because I what I can possibly see as a good way of receiving, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what we would have to have a kind of conversation and know about your skill set, what you do, what you how much money you can invest, what's your tolerance level, you feel me? There's different levels to answering that question very intelligently. So I would like to defer. But what I would say is this, though: what we do in Team Freedom, as we are finding real educated entrepreneurs to help develop others to a millionaire mentality, the goal is to get our financial freedom, our time freedom, and then ultimately our location freedom. You say, well, how we do that, Brother Kevin? Well, that's because we find a system, we find sources or resources that will allow us all to get money out of the way as an issue. And then once we can get on the other side, where now Brother Minister's making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month, and Sister Tisha, you making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month, and these things are possible. And we got 30, 40, 50 people in that type of financial stability now, that financial freedom. then now it's nothing to pick up the telephone and say, can anybody put 10,000 on this project? Because the idea is to go into the community and create our own assisted living programs where we could take care of our elderly. And we don't have to look for no grants and no loans and we ain't got to go to nobody. We go to our network and we say, Letitia, do you mind dropping 10,000 on this project? And see, and then we could turn that into community centers that we build in our communities to get our babies off the street. We finance our own project. We go find the land. We go find the building. We rehab the building with our funds, right? Because see, now we got money out of the way as an issue. And when you're residually making that money, guess what? You don't mind stroking the check because next month it's going to come right back to you. Now we create the solution to the problem. We become the bank. And once we can get money out the way as an issue, it's not too much that becomes a roadblock with us. They say a curve is only dangerous when you don't make the turn.
Oh, wow.
You gotta have some flexibility or else you're going to get bent out of shape. And so therefore, being able to understand, I know this might be a little new to some of the listeners, Brother Minister. I know. And I know some of us, for me, it was later in the game to find out. And I used to say to myself, man, if I would have only knew then what I know now, but we can expedite the process now by being humble and taking to some of the coaching. So that's what we do now, Brother Minister. We take Team Freedom and we find those individuals who have an open mind to the education and the training so that we can put ourselves into systems. We put ourselves right in the front of the systems that will allow us to get money out of the way as an issue.
Okay. If we have, and this is I guess where the rubber meets the road. If we have myself and Sister Tisha, for example, as interested parties in whatever project you're doing, and Brother Kevin, I have to say it again, whatever you're doing, I'm rolling with you.
Praise the Lord.
Right? I'm rolling with you. And I want to make sure that is something that we do together, and we do it in that spirit of fairness and compassion and principle and character.
Yes, sir.
Every business doesn't always make money. You talked about that earlier. But even if I lose money in my business, which Allah forbid I don't want to do, but even if I lose money and I know that I was in a character-filled situation, then I can go back and attempt it again and again until it finally takes off, because I know what is happening.
Right.
How can people reach out for you? How can we connect the people? Because I know these folks on the line. I'm looking here at here's Cornbread and Wuda and Kenneth Friday. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay, and Brother Jerry and Keisha. This is our whole crew right here. What do we do next, brother? What do we do next?
The next thing to do is we get right in touch with Sister Tisha and Brother Minister Jamil Muhammad. Tap into this channel. Like, subscribe, and share, because this is the hub for information where we come and we tell the truth. That's number one.
That's true.
We take that part and now we utilize the resources that we are constantly feeding each other in this platform, right? We take certain businesses, because you made a very powerful point, Brother Minister, when you said some of the businesses, it's not about making the money. Some of the businesses is about growing the network. And see, that's where the rubber meets the road, when you can build your network. See, you got a lot of folks that could go through the Rolodex of their cell phone and they don't have people that will follow them around the corner.
Right.
Another conversation for another time.
Right.
However, when you start seeing that you have individuals that you have influence with, people that trust you, they care for you, they respect you. And yes, you can pick up the phone and say, hey, take a look at this product or take a look at this service. And those individuals, by way of your referral, will do that. Then we keep those resources tight and near and dear, because now that network gets woven with my network, and it gets woven with Brother Minister's network, and it gets woven. And now we pool those resources together, and we become very, very powerful with our wealth. Now we start taking the wise of amongst us, and we start utilizing what they have and what they've shown receipts for, and we bring that pool to the lap. We say,
Yes,
hey,
sir.
you're in real estate doing very well. Let's fund a project with you. We take monies and put it over here with the sister that knows how to cook. Let me get a restaurant behind you, sis. But we come in with the heavy lifting. We bring those resources to the table and we allow that to wrap around a clove around all of us so that we can be successful.
Yes, sir. And success is the aim. We have reached the ending of this program, but not the ending of what we're going to do together. The brother that you see featured on the screen there in resplendent in Team Freedom wear is the founder of Team Freedom, our brother Kevin 2X. He is a marketing juggernaut in his own person, but he's also available and accessible. And he's one who will help us when we need help to understand. I agree with you, brother. We're gonna follow up through this channel. I'm gonna turn it over to the world's most beautiful host. She's gonna tell us at the end of the program what to do, how to do it, and how to make progress doing it. And then we'll go right ahead and make some progress. Tisha.
All right. All right, everybody. Brother Kevin, I want to thank you again for coming on to Nothing But the Truth and bringing your expertise. What I'm feel, I always think I got to say what I feel or what I've learned from the show today is that there are opportunities for me to be an entrepreneur, to buy back my freedom, right? By joining Team Freedom. And when I become a part of Team Freedom, it's like a family. There's a cocoon around me that's going to help me to grow and be successful. And that's the part that's exciting to me because I'm hearing what you're saying about direct marketing. I'm very interested in it, but I don't fully understand it. But what I do know is that getting behind you and your expertise, you have the tools that you're willing to share to help me and mine be successful. And that is what is important. And that is what I'm thankful for. And that is what I'm honored to bring to our audience. Right. So we want to thank you for that. I want to also thank everybody for tuning in to Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Tisha for another exciting episode. I hope you are excited. I hope you learned something. I hope you will come back, touch back and find what little nuggets he's left for us because he's going to leave nuggets for us to all be successful and grow. He promised us that, right? In the meantime, please go to our YouTube page and help us grow. Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil, Sister Tisha. Like, share, and subscribe. And then go right over to our Facebook page and do the same. Like, share, and subscribe. And then come back to these same airways, this same time next week, next Thursday, 8 p.m. You don't want to miss our next guest, right? Always something to learn. Hamada, it's on you.
Wow. I'm not sitting here staring at you like I'm all like, proud of you or nothing, Tisha. Okay. I'm not doing all that.
Stop that.
I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but I do want to say how grateful we are. Brother Kevin, take us out with a last word of counsel and advice, and then watch the credits. And Brother Kevin, stay with us after we go off the air because off camera, we're gonna ask you when is part 2 gonna be. And we're going to get these contact informations because we're going to put people directly with you who want to do something different and better with their lives. Brother Kevin 2X, take us on out.
First and foremost, I want to once again thank you and your lovely wife for allowing me a moment to share what I've been blessed to receive in this realm. Before I leave you guys tonight, what I would like to say to your listeners is this. Please tap into this channel and keep your ears open for the email address that's going to come by way of which you can help assist these mighty giants to continue this work. Every single one of your dollars counts. Every single one. And it's not one that goes without being worked on. So please do something to help them be able to fund this. It takes work. It takes time. It takes money. Pool our resources. So any dollars and nickels and dimes or whatever that you can cash out, that you can Zelle to these amazing giants right here, please get the email address and send over those donations. We need those types of funds so that we can keep this type of information coming and be successful in our communities. I think that's the biggest point that I can leave your followers with tonight, Brother Minister. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys by way of listening to this amazing work so that we can continue to work Let's get it, you guys. Don't take your mind off of the focus for your freedom.
Come on.
Focus for your freedom. You've been watching Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Tisha. And tonight we were joined by our brother, Kevin 2X. We'll see y'all next week, Thursday at 8 o'clock. Allah willing and the creek don't rise. We're going to be right back here. Let's do it. May Allah bless you one and all. Assalamu alaikum.
Like them, guys. Look at our new credits. Tell us what you think.